How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the Black Metal Rebellion. I'm your host, Jesse Morgan, aka Slammerella, and today we have a couple of odds and ends to show off for this collection update. Just a few things that I've managed to pick up around town while I was out here and there. And yeah, so the first thing on the list is something that I've been meaning to get for a long time. Just for whatever reason, haven't been able to get around to picking it up. And it finally finishes my Mushroomhead collection, and that is this album, Beautiful Stories for Ugly Children. Now, this isn't one of my favorite Mushroomhead albums. There are a couple tracks on here that are actually pretty decent, and the rest of it's kind of give or take. It's one of those albums that you open up and it turns into like cross, an upside down cross. I'm really not a fan of digipacks, and then you get ridiculous shit like this that is so unnecessary and complicated. I just want to pull out the CD and listen to my shit, you know, like I don't want to have to fuck around with all this ridiculousness and figure out what goes where. It does not impress me, but I get they're trying to be artistic, and I get they're adding all the extra, you know, artwork and graphics, and have like a panel per member, and they've got 1.5 million members. I always love the fucking masks these guys do, though. Mushroomhead, when it comes to their art and the creativity, knows no bounds. These guys are like levels and levels above Slipknot, in my opinion. Artistically and musically, maybe not as heavy as Slipknot, but this shit is really enjoyable. This album, not so much. Slaughterhouse Road is good. Come On is good. Maybe Holes in the Bridge or Holes in the Void, and the rest are kind of just filler, in my opinion. They're good. They're good. They're just not amazing. So, yep, got this. I like the Butterfly album a lot better. Yeah, the Righteous and the Butterfly album, that one's definitely better than this by far. So much better songs. But I feel like this was the in-between stage for Save Your Sorrow and the Righteous and the Butterfly. They kind of had to have this to bridge the gap between Save Your Sorrow and the Butterfly album. So it is what it is. Comes with a couple of good tracks and some filler. A must-have for any Mushroomhead fan, though. And I'm still trying to track down M3. I do have a copy of the original copy of their first two actual albums, being the self-titled Mushroomhead and Super Buick. So if anyone has M3 and wants to sell it to me, hit me up. I would definitely like to buy that from you for a fair price. I'm not going to spend $100 on a CD. But yeah, so got that in the collection finally. Next one I've been meaning to pick up too, since this also completes another collection for me, and that is the latest Korn album. I know, more new metal, yay, right? That's what everyone comes to this channel for, it's all the fucking new metal and deathcore. But all sarcasm aside, this is actually a pretty decent Korn album. There's some pretty fucking heavy riffs. Jonathan Davis is just doing his job as usual, and his vocals aren't really changing all that much. His kind of like whiny, distressed, kind of anxiety-ridden metal vocals, and sometimes he does a little bit of growling. It might even have some Korn language in here as well. And if you don't know what I mean by Korn language, I mean the shit he does on Twist or It's On. Yeah, the Boohoo Ratasina Puna thing that he does. That was cringe, but you know what I'm talking about. I call that Korn language. So there's a little bit of Korn language on here. He does some of that stuff. So that's neat that they brought that back for this album. It's unfortunate what inspired this album, the death of his wife, you know. Rip Jonathan Davis's wife, that sucks, but great content that came out of it. So yeah, happy to finally have a copy of this. I might as well show you the inside. Just another stringed up dude in cables. If you're a guitar guy, you've got extra cables lying around, I'm sure you could just throw them all over yourself and do that same picture. But yeah, not really all that interesting artwork. And the title, The Nothing, is kind of lackluster. The Nothing, I don't know if this is what they mean by it, but when I think of The Nothing, it reminds me of that weird dark plague of darkness that started taking over the realm of the never-ending story. So I don't know if that's what this means or not. Probably not. It's probably the feeling he's feeling when he's depressed about the passing of his wife. But it'd be neat if there's like some underlying Easter eggs towards the never-ending stories, The Nothing. Okay, the next thing isn't mine, but since this update was going to be so short, I figured I'd show this. It's the wife's. She recently picked this up, and it's... I know you're probably not going to like it, but I think it's interesting. If you like Slipknot and Stone Sour, there's no reason why you shouldn't enjoy this. So here it is. This is F8, the new Five Finger Death Punch album. I can already hear the fucking comment section now. But honestly, this probably has some of the heaviest shit I've heard Five Finger Death Punch do in a long ass time. Like, one of these songs has some like insane genty sounding like heaviness going on in it. So I know people like to say if Monster Energy Drink was a band, it would be Five Finger Death Punch, this and that Ivan Moody's Cringe or whatever. But honestly, he sounds like Corey Taylor from Slipknot to me. He could easily replace Corey if they decided that they've had enough of Corey's ego. I mean, Ivan Moody probably has his own ego, so that probably wouldn't be much of a change up. But it wouldn't make a difference to me because their vocal patterns and the way they present stuff is fairly similar in my opinion. Once again, this is just my opinion. If you disagree, cool. You don't have to like them. You can hate them for all I care. But I give it a shot. I enjoyed it for what it was. You know, it's not black metal or slam or thrash, obviously. Hell, it's not even like good nu metal. But for what it is, I enjoyed it. Like, before all the hate came around for Five Finger Death Punch, people actually enjoyed the first couple albums. I don't know when the hate started for Five Finger Death Punch. Let me know in the comment section why all this hate came about for Five Finger Death Punch. And I'm done saying their band name now. Alright, now to end this off on a really good note, though, I figured I'd save the most recent thing that I got for last. Makes sense anyways. And man, this is so good. Their last album was so mediocre and kind of meh for me. And then I listened to this. Oh, I'm so glad I picked this up. Holy shit. Okay, this is the new album by Testament. Titans of Creation is amazing, despite the shitty fucking digipack that'll rot away on your shelf. But this album, man, holy god, it's so good. It's like a nice return to form for these American thrash fucking gods that should, I don't know, replace Slayer for the big four in my opinion. They're way better. The guitaring is better. The vocals are better. Just, yeah. So I don't know. I might do a review for this, but I'm sure bigger and better YouTubers have already done a review on this album. Anyone who cares about this album has probably already seen them anyway, so I don't know. Let me know if you want me to do a review on the New Testament, and I'll see what I can do. Since this channel needs more content anyways, since I'm poor as fuck, and I'm surprised I was able to pick these up. But yeah, wow. Titans of Creation, excellent New Testament album. I'm so glad that they are kind of doing this return to form for this release, and that it's not another Brotherhood of the Snake. Once again, Brotherhood of the Snake was okay. It was kind of like run-of-the-mill, center-of-the-road, kind of release them if you got them tracks, but it's definitely no Titan of Creation. This is such a breath of fresh air when it comes to Testament. Back to the thrash. Fucking love it. You should definitely check it out if you haven't checked out the New Testament yet. Really good. I'm also looking forward to the new Creator that's apparently in the works. More Creator all of a sudden after Gods of Chaos or whatever it was. No, Gods of Violence, sorry. Gods of Violence was decent. Way better than Brotherhood of the Snake as well. So if Creator does the step up that this did for Testament in their next album, holy shit, we're going to be blessed whenever that comes out. So high praise for the New Testament. Pretty interesting artwork. I dig that. I like the color scheme of the orange and the blues. Very, very bold choice, but it goes well together. I like crazy colors, as you can tell. I'm not shy to crazy flamboyant colors. Really, really enjoy that. And yeah, that's it for this collection update. Finished a Mushroomhead collection. Finished my corn collection. The wife finished her Five Finger Death Punch collection. And I got the New Testament. Not a bad haul for this small little collection update. I have an announcement probably coming next week, and hopefully some of my viewers here will enjoy what I have to say and maybe get inspired to follow me where this new announcement's going. On top of that, I also think I've got a nice big package coming from CDN Records, about 4 or 5 black metal albums and 5 slam albums. So some black metal and some slam coming in a nice big package from CDN Records, which, by the way, is still having their 50% off sale right now. So pick up some, metal while you can on the cheap. Enter COVID50 in the checkout section and save yourself a bundle. And you're supporting the local Canadian underground too. So Craig will appreciate that. Cheers. And that's it for me. For Glory, for the Rebel Alliance, Slammerella out. Also, welcome our new member, Justin, from the Blood Box. I can't remember the first name of your channel. Fuck. But welcome, Justin, from the Blood Box. Cheers. Check him out. Link in the description box below.